68. Cannes Film Festivali devam ediyor. Aksiyon ve bilim kurgu türündeki Mad Max Fury Road filmi Cannes'da yarışma dışı bölümde gösterildi. Usta yönetmen George Miller'ın yönetmen koltuğunda oturduğu efsanevi Mad Max serisinin dördüncüsü olan filmde Tom Hardy ve Charlize Theron başrolleri paylaşıyor. Sinema yazarı Alin Taşçıyan da Cannes'da filmin güzel yıldızı Charlize Theron'la bir araya geldi.
Now pick up what you can and run.
It's a very good opportunity, even for a great actress, for you to be the strong female lead in an action film. You are an Amazon fighter. How do you interpret this character?
I was very excited about the prospect of playing a warrior that could stand alongside the great warriors that are represented in this movie. To just play a woman who, through her own circumstances have figured out a way to survive in a very, very strong manner, and it was refreshing. That was very refreshing.
You want to get through this?
You always push yourself to the limits. You are there to change yourself physically for the part. And now you don't have hair, you lack a forearm, and you're very strong. How challenging was this part for you physically?
The whole film was physical. I mean, I think even the emotional story of the movie is physical. I think all of us are using our bodies and our eyes to tell the emotional story of this. So the physical aspect was very necessary to utilize. It was really sometimes the only thing we had. I think when you watch the physical interaction in the film, it reveals a lot about the characters, and it's very bare. It's a very, very bare film, so that can become challenging, you know, to rely on your physical body that much for this long of a shoot.
Want to get through this?
Go!
In the film, women are the hope of the humanity, the future of the humanity. In a world which is post-apocalyptic, and there is no more, freedom. There is no more the kind of, humane values that we know of. And then suddenly the Furiosa with her fury comes along and takes everybody to a road. So, I mean, in fact, Mad Max is secondary. Furiosa is the primary part in this film. Don't you think so?
Well, it's, I've just felt incredibly lucky to be a part of this entire cast and to be surrounded by the actors, and I think everybody does such an amazing job in the film, and I loved playing Furiosa, and I loved figuring out how she fits into the drive of this story and what she brings to this world that is very much driven by men, and how her struggle in that is part of her strength in this film.
What's your name?
Alin Taşçıyan, Mad Max Fury Road filminin yönetmeni George Miller ve oyuncu kadrosundan Tom Hardy ile de konuştu.
Even after the third Mad Max movie, there has been great evolutions in the medium of cinema. How has it affected the way you have worked? What are the differences when you compare, especially with the film in the 1979?
In the 30 years since the last Mad Maxes, not only has cinema changed, but the way we actually read a movie. We're much faster. We can speed read movies now, from commercials and music clips and action scenes in movies. We can read it very, very fast. The Mad Max 2 or Road Warrior had 1,200 shots. This movie has 2,700 shots, and it's not much longer. And this applies to all of cinema now, so that's one thing. The second thing is that even though we shot this movie practical, everything was real, the cars, the people, the desert, the cameras have changed, they're much more agile. You can run them for 40 minutes without stopping. You can put them in places you couldn't do before. And then you can use CG to erase harnesses. When you see Max hanging upside down between the wheels of the big war rig as it hurtles through the desert, that's Tom Hardy, inches from the ground, but he's got two big cables and another fail-safe cable which we can erase and stop him falling to his death. We couldn't do that 30 years ago.
I want them back!
This is a screen legend, Mad Max.
Yeah.
And then to recreate it, to make it again another modern times screen legend should be a challenge. How did you think about this aspect of the part?
Briefly as possible. I think I just had to have the conversation that was, the elephant in the room is that Mad Max is synonymous with Mel Gibson. We can't avoid that. People are going to not like the fact that there's a new guy playing Mad Max, and that happens to be me. So, that's concerning me. How do we deal with that? And George was very clear about the fact that this is further development of his character, and just to do as I ask. And it's that simple.